Hello and welcome, dear students. Today we will discuss about the measures of dispersion. The measures that are used to determine the degree or extent of variation in a data are called as measures of dispersion. So the measures that are used to determine the degree or extent of variation in our data are called as measures of dispersion. Here we will discuss three measures of dispersion: range, variance, and standard deviation. So we will discuss the three measures of dispersion: range, variance, and standard deviation. So let's start with the range. Range is the first measure of dispersion. It is easiest way to calculate the measure dispersion of a data. Range measures the extent of variation between the two extreme observations of a data set. It is given by the formula range equals to x maximum minus x minimum. X maximum is the highest value in the given set of data and x minimum is the smallest value in the given set of data. So range is the difference between the highest value in the data and the lowest value in the data. So to find the range of an ungrouped set of data, we have a practical example here. Problem is, for given set of data, find range, variance, and standard deviation. The data given is 12, 6, 7, 3, 15, 10, 18, and 5. So here students, you can see that we are given a simple data, no frequency is given. So that is why it is ungrouped data. So first we will find its range, then variance, and then standard deviation. So let's start with the range. So to calculate the range of this set of data, we first find out the maximum and minimum value in this data. So here you can see that 18 is the maximum value and 3 is the minimum value in this data. So to calculate the range, we have this formula: range equals to x maximum minus x minimum. S maximum is the largest value in the data. Here you can see in our data 18 is the maximum value. So x maximum is the 18 minus x minimum, the smallest value in the data. So x minimum is 3. So by putting the value in this formula, we can calculate the range for this given set of data. By putting the value in this equation or formula, x maximum 18 minus x minimum 3, we get 15. So 18 minus 3, 15. 15 is the range of this ungrouped data. Now the variance. Variance is the second measure of dispersion. Variance is defined as the mean of standard deviations of observations from their arithmetic mean. So variance is defined as mean of standard deviations of observations from their arithmetic mean. It is given by the formula sigma square is equal to summation of x minus x bar square over n. We use the same problem to find out the variance of ungrouped data. To calculate the variance, you need to draw 3 columns and put all these observations into the first column named x. X stand for observations. So you put all these observations in these rows in this column and first calculate the sum of all these observations. So by adding all these observations we get summation x equals to 76. So it is the sum of all these observations, 76. To calculate the variance, first you need to calculate the mean of these observations. So first of all we will calculate the mean of these observations. To calculate the mean, we have equation or formula mean equal to summation x over n. So by putting the values, summation x, you can see here it is 76, and n is the number of values or number of observations, it is 8. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here we divide 76, summation x 76 by n 8. So we get the mean 9.5. So next column is the x minus x bar. X is the observation and x bar is the mean. So it is the difference between the observation and the mean. So 12 is the observation and 9.5 is the mean. So difference between the 12 and 9.5 is 2.5. Next, again, x6 is the observation and 9.5 is the mean. So difference between the observation x6 and mean 9.5 is 3.5 minus 3.5. So here we find all the values of x minus x bar, the difference between the observation and the mean, and write them in this column. In the next column, we take the squares of x minus x bar. So square of 2.5 is 6.25 and square of minus 3.5 is 12.25. So in this column we will take out the squares of these values. Formula or equation for variance is sigma square s square equals to summation x minus x bar whole square divided by n. So by putting the value in this equation, summation x minus x bar whole square, here we have calculated in this column and it is 190. So here you can see that summation x minus x bar whole square is 190 and over n is the number of observations. So our observations are 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we divide 190 by 8 and variance s square is equal to 23.75. So here students, for this ungrouped data, the variance is 23.75. And now the standard deviation. Standard deviation is the third measure of dispersion, and it is most commonly and most reliable measure of dispersion. Standard deviation is defined as positive square of the mean of the square deviations of observations from their arithmetic mean. Its formula is standard deviation equals to S into under square root summation x minus x bar square over n. So normally standard deviation is calculated by taking square root of the variance. So standard deviation can be calculated by taking the square root of the deviation. So here students, you can see that standard deviation is calculated by taking square root of the variance. We just take the square root of the variance and we calculate the standard deviation. So here we have the same problem. For the given set of data, find standard deviation. The values are 12, 6, 7, 13, 15, 10, 18 and 5. And we have to calculate the standard deviation. We use the same procedure to list the observations in the column X. Then we find out the X minus X bar, and X bar is the mean, which we calculate in this way. And again we find out the X minus X bar whole square, and we find the summation X minus X bar whole square equals to 190. So by putting the values, summation X minus X bar whole square over n, 190 divided by 2 under square root equals to 23.75 under square root. We get the answer 4.83. So 4.83 is the standard deviation of this ungrouped data. So today we discussed about the range, variance and standard deviation for ungrouped data. Dear students, don't forget the equations for range, variance and standard deviation. You may better take the screenshot and never forget to practice.